The girl had just returned to the roller skating rink when she saw her two friends giggling uncontrollably. A local thug said he had given them something good and, in a show of generosity, had also saved a packet for the girl. But the girl's brother was a drug enforcement officer, and she immediately recognized that the packet contained ecstasy pills. The girl wanted to take her friends home, but they were completely unaware of the danger. The thug had also taken an interest in the girl. She tried to handle the situation cleverly, but suddenly the thug became angry and forced her to take the pill. As he tried to force the pill into her mouth, the girl, in self-defense, pretended to comply. She secretly slipped the pill into her sleeve and clutched the cuff tightly to keep it from falling out. Satisfied, the thug led them back to the party. Before long, one of her friends began to vomit uncontrollably, while the other was being harassed by the thug. In the struggle, the friend slapped the thug, who kicked her in a fit of anger. The girl rushed over to protect her friend, but then the thug turned on her, and in the scuffle, the pill accidentally fell out of her sleeve. The thug flew into a rage and threatened that no one would leave unless the girl took the pill. The girl quickly said that her brother was a police officer, hoping to scare him off. But instead of being intimidated, the thug became even more aggressive. He took out a handful of pills and tried to force them into the girl's mouth. In this moment of crisis, the girl saw her brother's friend not far away and shouted for help. The man rushed over and rescued the girls. Soon, the three girls were taken to the hospital. The girl's brother, who was a police officer, arrived as soon as he heard the news. Seeing his sister's swollen neck, he was filled with concern. When he learned that the thug who had led the attack had narrowly escaped, he was determined to catch him and avenge his sister. The police officer quickly found the thug in a video arcade. The thug was bragging to his friends, completely unaware that the police were right outside the door, listening to every insulting remark he made about the girl. The officer was furious, but he didn't make a move. Instead, he walked in and sat down without saying a word. The thug came over to provoke him. The officer showed his badge, which was slapped out of his hand. Now the officer had a legitimate reason to act. He immediately announced that the thugs were suspected of forcing someone to take drugs, group drug use, and drug trafficking, and that they needed to go to the police station for investigation. The thugs immediately began to resist, but the officer made short work of them, easily knocking them all to the ground. However, the next morning at work, the officer had a bruised face. Sure enough, the chief stormed in, demanding that he write a report and blaming him for using excessive force, even breaking one of the thug's arms.